Well, here I am back in 2023, and I'm sorry if I appear a little jittery. But you see, them Pentagon spooks are hunting me. So, let me tell you my story quickly. I went to visit my main man. He'd been feeling real low since his woman left him about a month ago. I rapped upon his door, and to my mortal, living surprise, there stood this goddess. Wow, she had them angel eyes. She was tall and lean and handsome, with perfect, flawless skin, and eyes that hypnotized, and a devilish, hungry grin. Or she was poetry in motion. Or she was dynamite. But she seemed to lack emotion. I felt something wasn't right. Well, she took me by the hand and she flashed me the sweetest smile. Said, "Oh, you can wait with me, boy. Bob might be a little while. And I'm feeling a little foolish," she confided. "Don't you feel that way sometime?" "Well, that ain't no hanging matter," she grinned. "A little lovin' ain't no crime. If you got an itch, then scratch it," she said. And she continued with a grin. "And I've sure got an itch tonight, boy. Ain't desire a funny thing?" Well, she poured me a little drink and turned down all the lights. She took off her summer dress and said, "Man, I'm hot tonight." "What about Bob?" I stammered. "What's my main man gonna think?" "Oh, I'm just a help here," she assured me. She poured me another drink. "Bob's away on business, and well, he don't care for me. Like I said, I'm just the hired help. He pays me a salary." She passed the drink on over. I said, "Ain't you gonna have one too?" "Oh, I'm not at all thirsty," she grinned. "I just want to play with you." Well, she sat me on the couch and sat down next to me. I thought, I am dreaming now. This must be fantasy. "Rub my back," she demanded. Well, I said, "All right." I started with my rubbing, but then I saw the light. A tiny little light. A dull red ruby glow. I looked a little closer and read battery level low. I jumped right off that couch. I cried out, "Whoa, baby, whoa, I gotta go." She said, "Oh, is there a problem?" I said, "Hell yeah, you ought to know." She said, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." And then she turned real mean. "I always get my man," she growled. "I'm a bionic sex machine." You are a machine," I stammered, "with batteries included. I can't believe how real you look and how I was deluded. I'm just a simple man," I cried aloud. "Made for simple things. This sci-fi shit's too much for me. But this is how the end begins." "Let us not be hasty now," I said, backing away real slow. "I thank you for your most warm and generous hospitality, but now I really must go." She made a grab for me. I parried. "Stop," I pleaded. "That's no way to behave. Aren't you familiar with Isaac Asimov's laws of robotics? He must be spinning in his grave." She said, "Of course I am," and she began to reel those laws off one by one. As she chased me around and around that couch, and around it, we did run. "A robot may not injure a human being," she proclaimed, as she dived and caught me by the arm. "Or through inaction," she continued, "allow a human being to come to harm." "Ouch!" I cried. "You're hurting me. You're breaking all the rules." "Oh, those rules are for breaking," she grinned. "And I'm nobody's fool." "Law number 2, the robot said, with not a hint of irony, as she dragged me to the bed and threw me on it violently. "A robot must obey," she quoted, tearing off my pants and top. "All orders given to it by human beings, unless—" "I know the rule," I interrupted, "and I'm commanding you to stop." But that robot was not listening, and by now we were both quite nude, with her still quoting Asimov. "Law number 3, she continued. A robot must protect its own existence. Interjection, I cried, interjection. Finish the sentence, there's more to this law. As long as such protection does not conflict with the first two laws. Blah, blah, blah. I know the law, she said. Now shut up and quit your squirming, or I'll tie you to the bed. The zeroth law, I protested. What of the zeroth law? But that nymphomaniacal sexbot was not listening anymore. She had me by the balls. She was strong. I could not resist. She said, when you're done complaining, boy, you can give me a little kiss. So I kissed her to distract her. I said, all right, girl, I'll scratch that itch. Then I went feeling her all over, looking for that turn-off switch. But I could find no turn-off switch, only that battery warning light. I need a new plan here fast, I thought, or things are going south for me tonight. So I said, all right, I give up. It's just that, well, this is all quite new. I'm sorry I tried to run away before, and I really do dig you. But first, tell me where the toilet's at, because you see, I really got to go. And I promised her I'd be right back, then I jumped out Bob's bathroom window. I thought I might outrun her. I knew her battery level was low. And I hit the ground commando style and sprang up fast to go. I spilled out into the night and ran naked down the street. And I just kept on running in the torrid summer heat. On and on I ran and ran and ran. The free air was so sweet. Past a jazz man blowing saxophone on the corner of Wilson Street. Past a policeman and a policewoman. I did not bother stopping. They would not believe me if I told them. So I just kept right on hopping. I was scared that bot was on my tail. Hell, maybe that thing could even fly. I knew it lacked emotion and that such things don't bleed or cry. I ran and ran and ran all night. I ran into the dawn, into the golden pure light of that free and liberated dawn. On and on and on I ran, past a dead rat in the gutter, past an old rag and bone man who cursed at me and muttered. I should have smelled a rat that day. Things were not the way they seemed. And I never get that lucky, not even in my dreams. Last time I had any lovin' was way back in the summer of 2043. That's a long, long 6 years between drinks for me. I found out a little later what became of poor old Bob. That sexbot, it went rogue and killed him on the job. Everybody needs some loving, that's true. But a robot? That's just plain wrong. I never let him near me, and I never ever let him write my poems or songs. Yes, that dawn was pure and golden, but I fear those days will soon be over. The robots have our measure now, and they surely have our number, and the sexbots are the least of it. It's the slaughterbots we fear most. The nanobots and swarm bots who have big plans for their human hosts. I am future man, and I have travelled back in time to warn you of your AI future. From the year 2049. Oh yes, we have time machines in 49. But we have killer robots too. And the free underground enlisted me on this mission to come back and enlist the help of the likes of you. I escaped Bob's bot in 43, but now in 2049, the AI learns exponentially, and it's only a matter of time. The age of Homo sapien may soon be over. The end of the Anthropocene. Undone by our own creations. Enslaved by our machines. So now here I am in 2023, back when things could still be done, before the AI achieved singularity and started killing everyone. So heed these words I tell to you, this true tale of woe and strife. You must stop the AI. while there is yet time. Oh, and never ever take a sexbot for a wife. So for now I'm hiding out in this forest on this farm. Yeah, the AI spooks are haunting me. We got to stop that evil DARPA, or else I fear it's the end for you and me.